flicks me a bad body. So, it's another one, yeah. It's a full scan, yeah. Oh, it's another one, yeah.
Yes, people, how's it going? Obviously, this is a boxing roundup. I don't know if you've noticed, but BNJ is not with us. He has to sort out a few bits. But I've got my boy Faisal. He's obviously one of our special guests today. So Faisal, my brother, how's it going, man? Hopefully you're good.
Yeah, I'm good, man. But first and foremost, man, thank you very much for having me.
It's no problem, bro. It's no problem. Look, you requested to come on the show. And look, I'm a man, my word. I had to deliver, man. So big up to you, big up to your family as well, and big up to everyone, the community. I know it's Valentine's Day today, but the show still goes on for us. So now, big up, Faisal. Look, we go way back, man. So look, just let the community know how we go way back, and obviously just let people know what you're doing now in terms of like the boxing scene, of course.
All right, cool. Yeah, me and Trey, we go way back. I've known Trey, over 10 years now. Over 10 years. For a while, we played football together, local lads. You know, he's been a very good friend of mine. Stayed in contact over the years, wherever I've been living, because I've been moving around, a bit like a traveler myself. Recently, I've done a white collar boxing event as well. And a big up to Charlie Schofield. He was my trainer as well up here in Manchester. It was a big opportunity. Really enjoyed it. Obviously, all my friends and family come support and all the rest of it. So yeah, man, this is just getting involved in boxing, man. It's been something that I've been watching since I was 11, 12 years old, from back in school days. As I got older, you get more and more involved, however you do, don't you?
Yeah, no, definitely. Faisal, man, no, big up to you, honestly. You obviously had your event for it was the Christmas cracker, isn't it? The one in December, isn't it?
Yeah, December 10th.
Amazing event, and a good performance that you put in as well. Especially that's your first proper fight, like, you know, in front of an audience. Like, how was the experience? Like, just getting in the ring, everything. Like, explain like how the experience was like for you.
Yeah, man. So I did an 8-week camp, and obviously we used to train 3 times a week, and then obviously it was full on training. All my life I've gone gym, play football, all of that, but this thing, it was different, man. Then you realize what top level boxers are putting in a different level, man. So obviously I used to do that on a weekly basis, cut my weight down a bit because I was a little bit too heavy for my liking, generally speaking. Then I got to the fight. The 8 weeks was done. The fight itself was on a Sunday. We had to do like a ceremonial weigh-in the week before. Leading up to the fight, obviously my trainer told us what to eat and just be ready and so on and so forth. I got there early, innit, so we had to do our medicals and whatnot. Got there at 2 o'clock, and then I didn't start fighting until 8, man. So I was like, right, man, I was sitting around, man. Yeah, man.
What did you have to? What was you doing during that, like those few hours, man? You must be pacing up and down, music.
I swear to you, it was crazy, yeah. So, you know, obviously they said to us you can come out and watch the other fights, but I was quite towards the end of the card, yeah, before like the semi-pro guys or whatever came on, yeah. I went out to watch the first fight, obviously checking my brethren, see my mates, what's going on, whatever. I thought to myself, I can't watch this, man. I need to stay in the zone, you know what I mean? Because everyone's all happy, laughing and whatnot, innit? They're enjoying the night. So I've gone that, yeah. And I swear to you, I used to always see boxers, you know, when they used to lay down on the sofa, take a nap before the fight. I said, these men are crazy, man. How are they doing this? I kid you not, yeah. I got my jacket. So obviously I had my clothes I was going to wear afterwards. I piled them up, put them on the floor. I swear to you, I laid down on the floor. I was just chilling. You know what I'm saying? Look up, whatnot. Then obviously close to the fight, you start doing your pads, warming up and all the rest of it. And then, then it was game time, man. I had to go out. Nothing like this before, man. I've played like sport, you know, like cricket, whatnot as well, with audiences. But this was different, man. There was about 600 people at the event. Obviously, we had our own little entrance music, all of that kind of stuff. But yeah, man, what happened as well? So obviously, we were told to have sweets or a little bit of caffeine before the fight. Now, when I was doing my pads, the smoke alarm went off in where we were in the changing room area. So then obviously we got delayed now, yeah? And I ended up taking another caffeine shot because obviously in my head I'm getting a bit edgy. So I've come out to the fight now, and I swear to you, I could not feel my arms or my legs. And it wasn't even really nerves like that. It was just I had so much caffeine in me. You know when you have too much coffee? Yeah, man. So then I've gone in now, and obviously I've gone into fight now. I've not seen the guy before, other than the one time when we did the weigh-in.
Yeah.
Yeah, his arms are longer than mine, innit? So the whole time I was training, they were telling me to use your range because obviously I'm a bit rangy. This guy
Yeah.
dipped underneath, cracked me, left hook, right hook, straight on the button. Do you know what I mean? And then I woke up, man. So yeah, it was a good experience, man. The fight was good. Everyone enjoyed themselves. They've actually asked me to do a rematch with him. So we're probably gonna sort that out whenever I'm free next on the next card that I can put a fight on. So yeah, man, it was a good experience. I recommend everyone to do some sort of boxing training, or even, you know what, just have the little white collar fight. It's a good experience, man. And then you obviously have your own little night as well. Take your pictures, friends and family have a good night out and all the rest of it.
Yeah, no, big up to you, Faisal. And honestly, the fact that you've gone into the ring, that all the credit to you. It takes courage, and the fact that you just told us about your experience and you're recommending it to the community and everyone else. No, that's big up to you, and big up to our sister Aisha, Green Diamond Boxing as well. She's obviously saying, "Welcome, brother Faisal." So Aisha actually trains at the Brixton gym. So,
Okay.
you know, she's very much, you know, active in that boxing world. And she's also saying, what was the entrance music? What was the entrance music, Faisal?
You know what? Yeah, I gave them Rihanna and Jay-Z around this time tonight. Yeah, but then
yeah.
but you know what happened? They got it wrong afterwards. I ended up coming out to 50 Cent 21 questions.
Hey, I wouldn't mind that though. Still,
yeah, it was still good, man. It was still good, but obviously, I was trying to get in the zone, innit? Because when if I do listen to music and all that, I like to listen to the lyrics and see what I'm like digesting. I was like, come out, I'm seeing 50 Cent talking about 21 questions and if the girl's loyal and all the rest of it.
No, big up to you, man. And big up to Jams Boxing as well. He's obviously saying, hey, Trey, hey, Faisal, what did you lads think about the performance of Hamza Shiraz at the weekend? And do you think he's ready to step up the next level and fight someone like Chris Eubank Jr.? I don't know, Faisal, did you manage to catch a bit of Hamza Shiraz's fight over the weekend against Liam Williams?
Yeah, I watched it, man. I was very impressed by the performance. I was very impressed. I think with Hamza Shiraz, from what I've seen, because I've watched a few of his last few fights, to be fair, every fight seems to be getting more and more fine-tuned. He's getting up in his level as he's going along. And he looks his self-belief. That's what really appeals to me when I'm watching him. He looks like he's sort of assured, his self-belief. He doesn't ever look like he's getting phased by anything. Even when he fought Bradley Skeet was obviously boxing and moving, but he never really looked like he got phased by that, even though to me, when I was watching that fight, it was down on the cards. And that's what's really impressive. In terms of, is he ready to fight Chris Eubank Jr.? You know what? I think that could go either way, you know. Maybe it's a little bit early, but if he was to go in with Chris Eubank Jr. now, I wouldn't be surprised if he won. But if I was to give him advice, I'll probably say give it a couple of more fights, go up the levels, maybe fight someone like solid European level. Because even though he beat Liam Williams, I personally think Liam Williams was a shot fighter. Like he took a lot of punishment and so on and so forth. And I think his chin's gone now, isn't it? So I think maybe go up a little bit more, and then when he's ready, go in with the big boys.
No, big up to you, Faisal. Honestly, that's a good take, and big up to Jams Boxing for just getting involved in a discussion as well. Yeah, I would agree. We obviously touched on that on the Stay Weighed In show yesterday with Abbas, so big up. Yeah, I definitely think he's, you know, getting better each time he goes in the ring. Chris Eubank Jr., I agree with you. I think maybe let's have a few fights before fighting a Chris Eubank Jr., but it doesn't stop me from saying that he's ready for that type of fight. But I would want him to just get those rounds in, get that experience, and just do things the traditional way. So dominate the regional level, and then after regional, European, and then fight possibly the guys in the top 10, and then world level, and then hopefully, you know, world title. And I think he's got the potential, man. So no, big up to him. Big up to him. So that means you must have called Yard's fight then. Yard.
Oh yeah. I caught Yard's fight.
What do you think about Lions in the camp?
But I always watch, and I watch all of Anthony Yard's fight, man. Local boy, man. You got to big it up, man. You know how it goes, man. Lions in the camp every night, every day, man.
Come on, Faisal. You already know, man. Obviously, East London, man. We obviously grew up playing football in that area, man. So I always have that level of respect for you, man, because we've obviously had that partnership in centre back. You know, just having that. So come on, I need people to know the history behind what we're doing, man. So no, big up to you. Yeah, pretty much what I wanted to kind of discuss is I wanted to get your thoughts on the news of Haney Garcia, man? Like, what's your thoughts? Do you think it's a good fight for boxing? And who you got winning?
First of all, yeah, I think it's a great fight for boxing. Obviously, a lot of eyes on the sport, the big pay-per-view stars, so on and so forth, all of that kind of stuff. I do think it's going to be a good fight. Personally, I do think Devin Haney will win. I just think he's too crafty. He's just too smart. He navigates the fight very well. He's very well rounded, Devin Haney. The way from whenever I've watched him, even when he fought Lomachenko, even though there was a bit of controversy with that fight, it was a very close fight. And if you took say about a year ago before that fight, someone said he's gonna fight Lomachenko and be a very close fight, a lot of people would have said no. Everyone would have thought Lomachenko will school him. So in that sense, I feel like he's not only has he got a very good team behind him, and I feel like they picked the fights at the best possible times for him, but also he's got the like the acumen, he's got the like the know-how. He fights like he's a vet. When I see him fight, it's like I'm looking at someone who's 35, 36, who's been in there. But then again, you know what? He's been training since he was young, always around the top pros and so on and so forth. So I personally think, yeah, man, he's probably I think he'll stop Garcia late, to be fair. Because with Garcia, I think he's got his speed and he's got the the left hook and all the rest of it. But then when that don't work for him, he seems like he doesn't really know what he's doing. Looks like a fish out of water for me, which is similar to what happened when he fought Tank. And then obviously you know what happened there.
I agree with you. I think it's Haney's fight to win for sure. What gives this fight a bit of an edge is that them two don't know each other since the amateurs. I believe it's 3-3. So when you know each other from the amateurs, it kind of gives this fight a bit of an edge. So they've been in the ring with each other already. They kind of know little patterns. And look, it could be a potential good fight. And big up to Abbas as well. We had the Stay Weighed-In show with him yesterday, so big up to him. He's obviously saying, is there pressure on Haney to get the KO this time around? Do you think is there pressure on Haney to get a statement win, I would say, against Garcia?
Yeah, I think there is, but I don't think he cares at the same time. I think he's all about the W. That's what it comes across to me anyway. The way David Haney carries himself, he's more about getting the job done than just potentially risking losing the fight by going for the KO. I do think he wins though. I do think he stops him. I think he'll stop him maybe like between 8 and 11 roughly.
No, definitely. And look, Aisha's obviously agreeing with you. She's obviously saying 100% Devin Haney wins, inshallah. So no, definitely. I think Haney wins that fight regardless. I think it's a good fight, for the division. Jams Boxing is obviously saying I agree with the Shiraz assessment. As far as Haney versus Garcia, I think Haney beats him pretty comfortably. Late stoppage. So Jams is obviously agreeing with you as well. Late stoppage. I think we can both agree that Haney and Garcia is pretty much going to be Haney's to win. But the news that I kind of wanted us to sort of briefly talk about, it does involve the Zone, Matchroom, Eddie Hearn, obviously Sabril Matthias, the IBF 140 champion, has been signed by Eddie Hearn. So what that means is that could potentially, if Haney does win, that leads, the roads for, unification between Matthias and Haney. So I'm hoping that can happen. I'm hoping. I don't know. Have you seen bits and bops of Sabril Matthias? I know he's not a fighter that is out there in terms of footages and stuff like that. But do you know bits and bops about Matthias?
Yeah, I've seen. I'll be honest. I've seen a few highlight reels, whatnot. He does look like a top fighter, though. He looks like one of those fighters. Like when Golovkin first come through, no one knew who he was. You understand? Yeah. And then his boxing is what got him, got him to be renowned. I think this, Matthias is very similar in that sense. And I think, if there is going to be a unification, undisputed, whatever it is, man, we have to, as boxing fans, that's what we want, the best to fight the best. And if Eddie Hearn's trying to do that, then props to him.
Yeah, no, definitely. I hope it happens because I do respect how Bill and the team, that's covering Devin Haney, I do respect how they've chosen the right opponents at the right times. His career's been orchestrated the right way as well. And he's got the talent to also back it as well. So I'm not only going to base it based on how they're managing his career, but he's got the talent to back it up. And I just hope that we could see this fight, because Matthias is like a boogeyman to me. Like, no one wants to get in a ring with him. Like, I believe that Jack Catterall, you know, had an opportunity to fight a Matthias, but he's obviously gone ahead to, you know, do this rematch with Josh Taylor. I don't know if you remember the first fight. I was actually watching the first fight with my co-host, man, who's obviously up there. You see his smile. I remember Jack Catterall won that fight, in my opinion. Like, he won that fight. You could say he got robbed, etc., but he's got redemption. So do you think, you know, second time coming around, do you think Taylor is ready for this fight? Do you think he's too tight at the weight? Like, what's your thoughts on Taylor and Catterall too coming up?
Yeah, I think, if I'm being honest, I think the weight is probably the only issue for Josh Taylor, right? Is the weight, and if he can make the weight correctly in a healthy way and all the rest of it. Now with the first fight, I'll be honest, obviously Catterall won. That's the way I saw it. But even now, so when they're having the rematch, I feel a bit sorry for Jack Catterall, because it's not an undisputed fight anymore. He's not gonna get a belt. He's not gonna get none of that. So yeah, he might get his pay-per-view fight. I don't even think this one's on pay-per-view, if I remember correctly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it's a bit, you know, it's a bit deep on him on that sense. In terms of the fight, you know what? I don't think Catterall's been too active either, if my memory serves me right. So I think it can go either way, but I'll say Catterall again, to be honest. I'll say Catterall, because he's been waiting for this. He's been hungry. He's probably thinking about it since that night. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
you know,
he wanted that straight away. So I agree with you, bro. I just think that on that night he should have got that rematch straight away, and I just don't know what happened with negotiations, and he got injured, and he's just been unlucky in that sense, man. So look, hopefully, you know, the second time round, hopefully it's a good fight. But I don't think us boxing fans wanted to kind of see that fight. I kind of wanted Taylor to move up to 147. I think 140 is a bit tight. He's done the time there. He was undisputed, you know, a few title defenses, etc. But I think he's ready to move up. So what I think is this is going to be Taylor's last fight at 140 before he moves up to 147. Just my views anyway. And just a brief one as well. Shakur Stevenson, obviously, he announced before he was retired. He obviously put out a tweet saying that he's ready to fight in June. So that retirement didn't really last long. What's your thoughts just about the overall situation? Do you rate, you know, Shakur Stevenson as a fighter? Is he like one of your faves that you're watching right now?
Yeah, you know that group. So you've got Tank, you've got Shakur, you've got Devin, you've got Theo. Yeah, like Shakur Stevenson. I think in terms of just raw boxing skill, like the pugilist side of the boxing, I think he edges it, man, in that sense, in terms of skill, my personal opinion. But they all got something about them, and they just need to start fighting each other. That's the only thing I would say. And obviously Tank's fought Ryan, and now Devin's fighting Ryan, but I think they just all need to get in the mixer. So, you know, Shakur, yeah, I'm a big fan of him, and I like watching him, man. It's like a, you know, an art when you're watching him fight. So yeah, man. When I saw he was retiring, I knew he was lying anyway, man. You know what I mean?
You knew it. He just wanted a bit of attention. That's what I think, man. You know,
he was a bit upset. He was a bit upset, but now let's see, man.
I'm frustrated as well because he's not getting the fights. And big up to Lucy as well, all the way from the States. She's obviously saying, hang up the gloves for about 7 to 8 days. This Shakur. Look, we knew this retirement was going to be short-lived. I think it was just more frustration. You know, the fighters, they've got access to social media, so they're just putting out their thoughts, man. But I knew it wasn't going to last long, and I hope, you know, at 135, there's opportunities. He could fight the winner between Lomachenko and Kambosos. They're fighting for the IBF belt. He's obviously got the WBC title. Bang, let's make it happen. They could do it. They can do it.
Yeah, 100%.
They can definitely
I
do it.
I got a question for you. I got a question for you, Trey, man.
Let's have it, bro.
But to be a Bivol, what are you saying about that, man?
Woo, you're throwing me on the spot. Yeah, yo, you know, this is a fight I've been waiting for a long time, like all of us. Bivol's skilled, I can't lie. You saw his performance against, you know, Canelo. You saw obviously in the Day of Reckoning card what he did as well. But I don't know what it is. But to BF, he's just a beast, man. I just feel that you look at his record, you look at what he does to opponents. I just see Beterbiev finding a way, you know, to stop Bivol. But if the fight goes to 12 rounds, I think Bivol wins. If Bivol stays in the feet and he's able to, you know, do what he does, you know, box well, combinations, fight in the inside, etc. I think, you know, he can win on points. But I could also see Beterbiev stopping him. This is what makes the fight interesting. You got the boxer versus the puncher, and you know Beterbiev is coming with the heat, man. What are you saying, though, bro, man? What are you saying?
You know what? Yeah, I'll be honest with you. That's the fight I'm looking forward to the most in all of boxing. Is that fight there? Yeah, and I personally think Beterbiev will win. I think he'll knock him out or stop him. Yeah. Purely because as skilled as Bivol is, and Bivol seems to be one of those fighters, the better fighter he's in with, his level goes up. But I think he's going to have to take the punishment, man. You're going to have to go through the ring of fire. And I think that's what's going to be the difference. I don't think he'll be able to avoid him for 12 rounds clean. And especially the way he likes to tuck up and take punches on the ropes and then pivot out. If he's doing that again, Beterbiev breaks through everyone's guard. If you watch a lot of his fights, they're covering up well and he just breaks through it. So if he gets in that situation, and he's not Canelo, man, this guy's a lot bigger, he's a lot stronger and all the rest of it. You know what, man? I think what's going to happen is eventually he'll get to him and he'll break him down and it will stop him, man.
Yeah, that's what I see as well. I can't even lie to you, brother. The way, like you said, Beterbiev, he proper breaks down your opponents. Bivol, you know, with his footwork, with his boxing IQ, he may not let him come in the inside. He might have some counters ready for him, some jabs to stay in the inside. But it's going to be hard to stop him for 12 rounds. I remember even Yard, you know, talking about his experience, you know, being in the ring with him. It's difficult. It's difficult to have him away for you for that long because he carries power. Even Dan Aziz was mentioning that, you know, him sparring with him is a problem as well, man. It's going to be a tough one, man.
Yeah. I always remember that Marcus Brown fight when he had that cut, man. They gave him one run.
Yeah.
And he just come out and broke him up, man. That one round, he just finished the fight.
Yeah, no, exactly. Big up Aisha as well. She's obviously saying Beterbiev wins by KO. So she's saying 8 to 9 rounds, inshallah. Back in my Muslim bro. Look, of course, Aisha, of course now. And Lucy's obviously saying, oh, I think Beterbiev stops him. I think Bivol is kind of small at 175. He's excellent, but too small, in my opinion. Look, we're getting the agreements here from both Lucy and Aisha as well. Definitely, it's a fight that I want to see, but look, I agree with you all. I think, you know, Beterbiev does the job. But if Bivol manages to stay in the ring and he's still up there after 12 rounds, I think he can win on decisions, man. That's the only way I see him winning the fight.
Yeah, I agree, man.
Obviously, we're coming up to the last bit of the show. Nice little quick special. Canelo, he's obviously put an announcement that he's not going to be fighting a Mexican. He's going to be fighting an American. So all roads kind of lead to Charlo, but obviously Jamal Charlo. What's your thoughts, man? What's your thoughts on Canelo fighting Charlo as opposed to Benavidez, who's obviously my guy, El Monstro, or Munguia, at least, who's the WBC interim champion?
Yeah, man. You know what? Yeah, I've been calling for Benavidez Canelo now for time, man. For a long time. I was saying he should be fighting Benavidez before he even fought Bivol. Do you know what I mean? And clearly don't want the fight for whatever reason. And all of this, you know, I'm not gonna fight a Mexican and this. What do you mean, man? You fought freaking what's his face's son, man? I forgot the
Julio
name.
Yeah,
you fought his son, man. What are you on about, man? Do you understand? I feel like Canelo's got a bit of a weird relationship with the Mexican fans, man. Like, do you know what I mean? It reminds me of Messi with the Argentina fans once upon a time. Do you know what I mean?
No, you already know. You already know, my brother. Look, I'm a massive fan of Canelo. I'm not gonna slate him or say anything, but he's in control of who he fights. I'm guessing he just wants to do things strategically. He did say he's going to be fighting for a few years, so maybe he's kind of building up that fight against Benavidez because he has to eventually see him. Now that he's in your division, he's one of the fighters that's out there. I know the fans wants to see Crawford and Canelo, but I would rather see Canelo fight someone that's in his weight class that could potentially give him problems. And I think, you know, Benavidez will be in there for a scrap, man, in my opinion.
Yeah, 100%. And I think Benavidez is gonna come with the heat. Even if Canelo to beat him, he's gonna have a long, hard night, man. And sometimes you don't want to have a long, hard night. You want to take it easy. Do you know what I mean?
Trust me, my brother. Trust me. Look, it's gonna be exciting times. Obviously, just before we go as well, wanted to get your thoughts. Actually, let's run through these comments first as well. Obviously, James Boxing, big up. Thank you so much for joining us. Jamal Charlo. Although David Benavidez is close as the American fighter, believe it or not. Ooh, okay. He could be classed as an American fighter, yeah, because he's from Arizona, I believe. So maybe could be the announcement. Lucy's obviously saying big up to Lucy as well. In May, you have Canelo fighting, Inoue fighting. You got Fury, Usyk, and then 1st of June you got Beterbiev, Bivol. That's 4 undisputed title fights within 1 month. Lucy, this is why I absolutely love you, because you know, break down things in a different level. I didn't even actually see that. So, nah, we've got some exciting boxing. I can't even lie. Boxing right now is exciting. I actually said that this year is going to be a lot better than last year, even though last year was a great year. And the fact that you got, you know, all these fights coming up, it just says a lot about the sport, man. But obviously, Faisal, we're coming up to the end of the show as well. Big up to you. Thank you so much for, you know, joining us today. Obviously, BNG couldn't be on the show today, but you've obviously filled in for him. And I'm happy that, you know, the viewers, the community, you know, got to meet you as a, you know, boxing fan as well. So, Faisal, just let the community know what your socials are so they can come and follow you.
All right, cool. Now, first of all, thank you, man. Thank you for having me. Thank you for everyone that took part and all the rest of it. It was a great little segment and all the rest of it. My socials, my Instagram is a bit of a long one. It's I should have really wrote it down as my name, but it's F4I, then it's 5555AL.
Oh, big up.
So, you know, if you remember that, if you don't, no worries, man. It's all good, man.
Now, what we'll do is we'll put it in the description after this show anyway, so that people can just quickly go in there and yeah, tune in. So the community, we just wanted to just say to you, thank you so much for, you know, supporting the channel. Thank you for everything. The continued support allows us to grow as well. And massive shout out to our apparel partner, D-Rock, as well. So if you fancy a decent tracksuit, hoodie, t-shirt, etc., and you obviously want, you know, a discount, just go on their website and type in the code iBoxingHub24 for 40% off. So the links and the information will be in the description. But yeah, once again, community, thank you so much for your support. Faisal, bro, always love, man. Appreciate you, brother.
Likewise, my brother. Likewise.
Yeah.
It's another band. All the Muslim cars now, whichever